Grand Rising YouTube, Grand Rising. Good evening, good day, depending on where you are. This part of this energy reading, I'm not actually going to use cards. I'm going to do it in two parts. As a matter of fact, I'm just going to press pause and then continue and separate it, because this has been a deep channeling for me, even down to the slight things that's been happening in my everyday over the last couple of days, over the last is being symbolic to this message here that's come out. And this message came out in the reading I did yesterday. I went to sleep with this reading on my mind, because every time I try to jump into doing this reading, something happened. But nothing is a mistake, and nothing is a coincidence, you understand? And nothing is an interruption. And in regards to this situation, for me, I had to do the school run. I did the school run, I came back. But I feel like the energy got interrupted. But I knew that there was more information to come from it. I was saying that from the reading. And then when I'd finished the reading, like I always know, I'm always going to come back. Then I got a phone call, again symbolic to the energy of the reading. This card here, when you read it in the book, those who might have the past life tarot, male and female is representation of, number one, you could have possibly been a male and female in previous lifetimes. You've been both, so you have understanding of both energies. Or it could possibly mean that you've been here in a past life with whosoever it is that you're connected to now in some kind of shape, form, or way. And there's more. Intuitively, I'm picking up right now. And the nature of that conversation was so insightful, it's not even unbelievable no more. Going back to when I first tapped into past life energy and the significance to current life situations. My dad came through then. My dad, I started him as my teacher, going back to my song Britwa. And his insight to me at that time, when I knew very little, small conversation, he didn't even know what he did at the time. It was so surreal. And he was referring to my birthday, and it's around the time of the Passover, of when the Most High parted the sea. I said, all right, fair enough, it made sense to me and where I was at in regards to the personal readings I was doing for myself using this deck, past life energy. So then moving forward, he also then mentioned his time of birth and how it was relevant to the time of Jericho, the wall of Jericho. So I said, okay, then it makes sense to what I've been feeling all my life. I resonate with my dad's energy, you know, soul tribe. So coming back to this reading now, I tried to go into it again this morning, couldn't get into it. So I said, all right, then I can feel this now. I can see that I can feel the interruption, the interference, the provocation. And I said, I'm just going to ignore it, because what these karmic energies fail to understand, and I keep saying it throughout my readings, but what they fail to understand is, through the chaos is where I hear the most. So because I can feel the interference, what I did then is went and played Ludi, blackjack, that's a womaness. So during that time of playing Ludi, I was looking at this. Bear in mind, I've got a poorly child as well, so all of those messages symbolically was all coming in. And as I was sitting down and I was here, and I said, looking at online also was drawn back to 3 of my previous readings on my previous channel, which I would add in the description, because it's confirmation to the whole situation. And this particular reading in particular, I was literally drawn back. Like I just love how my ancestors and my spirit guides just work with me, even down to the playlist I'm listening to now. It came out yesterday, premiered yesterday, the 17th of January. And when I heard the playlist, it's over 4 hours long. I couldn't believe what I was listening to. It's almost like whosoever put this mix together is just in my energy, which they're not. So I know it's a symbolic message, synchronicity, signs. So anyway, carrying on. I said I feel that the unknown, the forgiveness, not that it's unknown in regards to the reading, it's just unable to be pinpointed to a particular event or circumstances because this is a collective reading. I see it more so as an energy in regards to this reading, an energy of forgiveness of fear, pressure, feelings of those making you feel less than, as if they're better than, the systems, anxiety, pride, ego, judgments, authority. Going on, I says buildings. So it's forging. So I was reading this card here and it says forge. Don't follow. Pave a new path. Be the leader you wish you had. So then I was tapping into this energy. Also I was playing Ludi. So I said build, free. With all the threes within the tarot. So 3 of Pentacles. Connect, peace, joy. Army, being, unique, authority. Patient, faith, stamina, perseverance. The Most High sees all. Nothing will be unnoticed. And then at the time, last reading I did yesterday was uploading. And at the time, just as I was about to jump in to continue and do this reading, my phone rang. As I wanted to title the last reading, calling in all manifestors, master manifestors. I said LOL here, teacher, dad, called. Always calling at the time I get into the breaking down of a flooding of energy. We always talk deep, we always seem to connect. And I'm able to join the dots, the relevance, always going back to when I had my initial interest in past life, as I've just explained. Through that conversation, going deeper now into the energy of what I'm actually seeing now, because I knew there was more. I kept on saying in the reading I did yesterday, which I will attach because I keep referring to, and this is where it's stemming from. There's something I can't put my finger on, I kept saying, something I can't put my finger on. Even down to the numerology and the relevance of a pandemic happening every 100 years, and the Most High weeding out the few. You know, that kind of an energy, that was just a kind of, I just got thrown a little bit off, because I come to that a little bit more. But coming back to where I'm at right now, through in a personal, like I just explained. So Moses and Joshua, Red Sea and the Wall of Jericho is the connection that I see in my situation, in regards to my situation and how this resonates with me. This is stemming back from me with the energy that I possess in regards to Moses and the energy of Joshua, the Red Sea and the Wall of Jericho. But again, collectively, this is an energy, because if I have to look at the energy of Moses as an energy, subconscious, and if I have to look at the energy of Jericho, I will call that the problem. That's where the fear and the anxiety is all stemmed from. That's where the many are. Although the few was already chosen prior to Jericho, until a new leader was found after the time of Moses. But anyway, it says the journey to the freedom of captivity, healing of a nation, Mount Sinai to Moab, is where Joshua picked up the trail and fight for the invasion of Jericho, because a king will reign. Israelites that remain loyal and faithful and devoted. The link between then and now. What I couldn't do then, I can do now. What I can't do now, believe me, I will do when the time is right. The Most High won't put you there with the wrong set of people. in the wrong place with what you don't need, all will fall away, divinely orchestrated. And there's some notes that I just wrote here, but again, it's picking up on the energy of Joshua. Going back to even Joshua made a judgment in regards to all that he saw over a period of 40 plus years. How some people fell because they lost their faith. How they got weeded out. He saw the miracles that the Most High showed the people in order to prove his existence. You know? He saw when the snake poisonous snake bit many people and was cured. Just like that. You know? He saw when the sea parted. And also when Joshua also parted the river. Well, not Joshua, but at the time when the Most High parted the river. They saw miracles along that time, and they also saw the weak. So going down, and they saw the division. There's more that I wrote here, but let's continue. So again, I said, in these times, it's the seed of the devil, those who serve the devil, seed of the God, those who serve God. Bring it back to you, within you. Choice and decisions. What you thought, what you give most thought to, what you pay attention to, your focus. What's being manifested around you? Manifestations, the conflict of the journey, ongoing conflict. Learn from experiences on regards to this spiritual social experiment of our mothers, fathers, and forefathers. I'm going back here in my notes now, and I'm talking here about the times of the punishment when the Most High is the one that done the overall destruction of the lineage. Because going back to David slaying Goliath, and Abraham, Sodom and Gomorrah, Moses, you know, all of that energy, he only put you in position to show who he was. But when it come down to the final destruction, the ending of, he was the one that destroyed the nation by flooding of the sea, the Sodom and Gomorrah. You understand? He's the one. He will show his power in the end. Have no fear. Within a twinkle of an eye. So that's what I was saying here. So I says here, because now my notes are a bit scattered, because I've been writing notes now for at least the last, on and off, I would say I've been up since around 4 a.m. And in between my days doing what I've got to do, coming back, making notes, trying to get into the reading, realizing that no, something's not right yet. There's more. So these are going back now to my more rising notes now that I was making. What I just read is more current energy that I was just tapped into prior to pressing record. So here now from rising, well, this part here particular is going back to yesterday. It's all going to make sense in the end. Is the reason why I'm going to do it separately from pulling cards on this energy. So these words were just coming to mind literally after the conversation I was having with my dad, as I was about to kind of drift off asleep now. So it was regulating, recharging, rejuvenation, population, obligation. What's affecting us in the moon, the subconscious, the unknown? How can you forgive what you don't know? Understand to be wrong, but when you do, lights on. All happen for this and for that moment. Love is always going to be at the center of it. Don't have to necessarily be in love, relationship, love of whatever that may be for you. Whatever that is, focus on your own inner abundance, health, self, and well-being. Be so humble and observant that you see your worth in the approach of the projection, reaction to your arrival. I step out. I step ahead of their provocations, one step ahead of their provocations. In the stand, when you're being drawn out, peek the game and choose your direction, choice to entertain. Maybe there's something to learn in that. This situation, a charade, a quantum leap, a spiritual experiment, experience, new connections, chances, win or lose, slip but never slide, or to walk away and live and learn. Next, I see the spiritual hustle, spiritual higglers, trying to draw out the laces from the factory that I'm CEO to. LOL. Can't kid a kidder, can't play a player, can't misguide the high priestess. Don't shoot the messenger, kind of an energy. How you gonna lie to a high priestess? I already know what you did that winter. This is the behind the scene confirmation of that reading, which I will also attach from my previous channel. Ask and you shall receive. The leader, just different characters, channels, observations. And I said here, the Most High will never give power to a bald head. Going back to the energy of Samson and Delilah. Alright, sorry, but I had to pause for a second or two. So I was going back here to a song that was being channeled to me, and it says, the Most High will never give power to a bald head. And another song also was, you don't have to be a dread to be a Rasta. And then the energy of Samson and Delilah came to mind. And this is the all-between energies. And I'm talking about energies, not character. This is the all-between energies in regards to the invasion, the destruction, the division of humanity, the strategy in regards to the devil and his servants, in the breakdown. Continuing on, I said, away or being embedded, the core, your nature, what makes you unique, quality. Some don't listen, they just act. Act first, think later, remorse. Think before you act, observe, listen, act. Some call it judgment, I call it wise observation over time. Learn behavior, not adapted. Who raised you and under what circumstances? Plus conditions, community, shuffle. Release the negativity or what you see as a hold, what you see and hold on to. The rest is nature. Allow it to grow, guide it where and when necessary, and allow it to bloom. The best of you. Extensions, our children. You're my inner child, forgive and heal. Approval, no need, seen enough, access denied, missed opportunity. If I'm talking fast, you're listening slow. If I'm talking slow, it's so you don't misunderstand. Be mindful of explaining yourself to those that base an opinion on the same brush of their past, associations with your first zodiac out of 12, Russian roulette, from the traumas of their past. Opportunity to have their say. Wrong time, wrong place. There's a time and place for everything. Bigger fish to fry. Look at the bigger picture first. Firstborn. First is last, but the last will be first. They targeted the first, but forgot about the last. Lastborn, last tribe, last days. Forgive the unforgivable. Half-truths. And then I was coming into some more numerology and I was looking at the energy of 10. And if this is where I was kind of seeing some kind of game going on. Hence, when I was tapping into Russian roulette, Ludi, chess, I was seeing some kind of game here. And I was seeing that the enemy is at 10. We're at 7. There's a need that we, as a collective, on this side of the fence, is needing to focus. more on the healing of humanity and the health and the love in regards to our spirituality and our careers and earth keepers. They're on 10. But the balance is the 33 here within the magic within us that we all possess, good and bad. We've all got that power to manifest, to bring manifestation to the highest thoughts that we give attentions to. So here I said, hey, the pain, the lack of stability, the joy, the mind, the body and the soul. Let me retract from what I said in the last reading. I said something along the lines of trying to remember what I said now. In regards to when things happen to throw us off our course. But nothing is a mistake is what I'm coming to, well, not even coming to understand, I've always knew. But as I was listening back to that last reading, I realised I shouldn't have said that part there, it came out. Or maybe somebody need to hear it in that kind of a way. But nothing in our lives happen for no reason. Don't feel like all the things that we've experienced in our life is any kind of a hindrance, because we're in the right place at the right time for where the Most High wants us to be. We just need to quiet the mind in order to see what it is that we're being directed to. Moderation, no true focus and avoidance. And then I started, this is another part here, and this was the part that kind of threw me a little bit in my downloads as I was channeling the messages. So I said between the 10 and the 7. So you got 7, 8, 9, 10, which is 3. So this is where I got the energy of 3 from. So going back to my shaman deck, when I said, as I was thinking these thoughts, I heard, look for number 3. So I looked for number 3, and it's the harmony that's missing. That's the harmony between male and female, let's just say it like that, harmony. And then I was going back to yesterday's reading in thoughts at the same time, and I remembered that I was focused on the number 4. Like I said, there's something missing. Where's the 4? The 4 is the prayer. The prayer is the strength. I also said yesterday, or I think it's in this write-up, and I said, you're as strong as your weakest link. And I remember at a time when I was overwhelmed and I needed that encouragement and certain things, and I was drawn to particular readers, and I reached out to particular, not many, but just enough in order for me to see exactly what I needed to see. And in regards to me being also a reader here on YouTube, I didn't want to step on anyone's toes, so I just simply said, I'm just asking for prayer, and as I understand the strength in numbers, and believe me and you, it shocked me from what I saw. It's like behind the scenes is a different thing. But anyway, then I came up with 2, and then there was 5. I can't remember where these now fitted in. It will come up throughout my write-up. But I think it was 7, because 7 was showing big here, and 5 and 2, which is all about your destiny, your focus. The focus needs to be in regards to the evolution and your self-worth in regards to the evolution. But as I read on, I will kind of see where these 2 came through. So it says, the message that the Most High needs you to know from before you could understand was a flash of who you are and where you, we resonate. The energy of wish upon a star, those who I resonate with. The 144, the 12 tribes. They break it down to the few, not the many. Same frequency, different time. 5-star, soul tribe, naturally drawn to. But the Most High needs you to silence the mind in the chaos and listen. That burning bush. Who are you? I am who I am. Here is direction. This takes years of experience on the battlefield. Going back to my Empress Earth Wisdom 11:11 reading on my previous channel, which I did on the 12th of the 3rd. Grandmother, grandfather energy is coming through in this reading from that reading, which was around 8 months ago till now. Figure of 8, infinite energy. There was a strong energy there of my grandmother. Coincidence, it was her birthday month, and it was just deep. It's very hard for me to explain the energy as I'm not actually in it now. I think that's actually the final parts of my my write-up now. Actually, no, there's one more part. Matthew 10, verse 21. Brothers will betray brothers to death, and fathers his child. Children will rebel against their parents and have them put to death. The power of the tongue, heart, mind, and soul. Things don't change. Time changes. Things. The message that the Most High needed you to know from before you can understand, I just read that. This is what I wrote from the other day, and it's like it's keep on showing itself to me. So it says, ancestors sees all, sharing their vision of your destiny, direction, shaping your new beginning, past, present, losses, gains, test of all times. You seem to be discovering why these new connections is now in your path, in your vision, in your view. They're going to drop a message in regards to any communication you've had in regards to the boundaries, expectations. There could be a pregnancy, a mother figure in your path, third party energy. It wouldn't be just the two of you. You would have to adjust and accept their past, and not only their past, your past, baby mothers, baby fathers, children, their family. This person is now being presented to you as a supportive connection, someone who sees you as deserving. It's here I wrote here, it's like the energies met at the bottom of the sea, Atlantis, a true purity. This is someone in a higher position than you're at currently, coming in to help you bring into fruition your vision. So this is just like the notes I was making in regards to the energy of the reading that I picked up on yesterday, in regards to the soul connections and certain energies that I'm seeing within the tarot community. There's a bigger picture to be seen here in regards to the humanity, as regards to the responsibilities that we have as the earth keepers, examples, in regards to us being guardians, not only of the earth, of the next generation, earth keepers of the next generation, because we're meant to be the one that installs the information in them. I Alpha generation, in order for them to be able to step out and lead and continue on this mission of the Most High, until that time when the Most High decides to come forward and reveal. He's not going to reveal it to us all. There's something still missing here. But just like when he only shows some of the power in order to show his realness, in the time of the parting of the Red Sea, he only gave Moses part of the power to destroy most of the Egyptians, but not all. The Most High took on that role. Again, Sodom and Gomorrah. Again, the falling of Jericho. And if I'm correct, and if I look at the pattern of then and now, a pandemic happened. Then the miracle, the natural caused disaster, then the change within time. But this needs to be done first. This energy of forgiveness, the focus. We need to get to this 10 because their power is up there. Their power is at the 10. You can't get any higher than that in tarot. And they know it. Is the reason why the devil is in the reverse. It's almost an energy of winning and losing battle is what I'm picking up here. Winning and losing battle. Because we're not able to silence the mind and listen to the direction that the Most High is wanting us to go into. And right now I'm getting so much frequency in my ears, I'm wanting to pull cards, but I want to make this a separate message to when I pull cards because of the length of it. Misunderstanding.